sending them to the first college where it's smoking, where it's hot, because that's what we're gonna do. So I think the whole situation is hypocritical. And then third, as a fan of Deon Sanders, I was really offended when Eddie Robinson Jr. turned his back on him. Like the only reason ESPN is in the room is because of Deon Sanders.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So all of those combined to say, hey, look, don't count somebody else's money. HBCUs, if you want to get on that playing field, fix your internal issues. And then lastly, look at yourself. Would you have done what Deon did? I'm gonna speak for myself. Hell yeah, I would have. Matter of fact, I got offered. I'm in the Army, so I got offered a better company today. I'm gonna take that shit because that's what's gonna help me get my next promotion. You know what I'm saying? And and the last thing, like when y'all talk about leadership, the art of leadership is designed 2 to 3 years is an impactful time for a military leader, because after a while, the rhetoric that you spew will fall on deaf tone. Like you have to change the leader up, because you start getting too close to your soldiers or your subordinates. It's a thing. You don't really want to be at a program longer than that. That's why Nick Saban continuously changes out his coordinators. Like his voice doesn't change, but he's not actually really talking to the players like that.
Right.
There's those position coaches and those coordinators. If you notice, they don't stay longer than 2 to 3 years. So that, that's what I got to say about that one.
What you got, Cobra?
I had mixed feelings in the beginning because I had this grand vision. It's probably more so like wishful thinking that when Deon went to JSU and they got in their winning ways and he was able to recruit top talent, and they even stole somebody from Florida State, I think the #1 recruit in the nation.
Yes.
So I had this vision that was going to be the norm, not just at Jackson State, but the other HBCUs was going to catch the wave. And then next thing you know, you have HBCUs being at a level where they'll be able to compete with top Division I schools or Power 5 schools. That was the grand vision that I had. I was like, Deon is just getting the wheel turning for this to happen in like a 5 to 10 year window. You know what I mean? But then when I look at it, just as all of you pointed out to, I mean, progression is the key. We all want to progress in life. I don't care if it's your job, just your growth as a person. We all looking to progress. So him making that move was the best move for him and his family and his career. But also, I think it's beneficial for us in terms of you talking about a sport that's 75 to 80% black. Right? And HBCUs, we have no problem with representations with black head coaches at HBCUs, but we do have an issue with black head coaches in Power 5 schools, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why I applauded Notre Dame for their hire. Coach Marcus, being hired for that job. So now with Deon going to Colorado, and like Lonnie said, he's automatically going to be placed in that top 10, top 20 tier as a coach at a Power 5 school. He's going to be able to show the world with a big lens what somebody like him can do if you give him the controls to a university like that. They haven't done that in 20 years, right? 20 years with all these so-called great coaches, big name coaches. Now Deon comes in there and he's going to turn that program around. Yeah, it's going to open some eyes.
Michael Westbrook ain't walking through that door.
It's going to open some eyes, but most of all, it's going to open some doors. And that's what I'm looking at with this move that Deon made to Colorado.
So let's play
devil. I loved about his conversation with